Today, let's talk about a retail giant that seems to defy all logic: Costco. It's that warehouse where you can find a kayak right next to a giant pallet of ketchup and a diamond ring just a few aisles over from a 10-pound bag of cheese. But the real puzzle isn't really what they sell, it's how their entire business model is built on a series of fascinating and kind of brilliant contradictions.
Which brings us to the big question, right? It just doesn't seem to make sense. They offer some of the lowest prices of any major retailer out there, yet they're an absolute financial powerhouse. So how on earth do they pull that off?
Okay, so let's start with the first paradox: their customers. Costco is famous for its rock bottom prices, but here's the twist. On average, their shoppers have the highest household income of any major retailer. You'd think those two things wouldn't go together, but for Costco, they absolutely do. Now, this next one is even crazier. They pay their hourly workers about 30% more than the industry average and give them really good benefits. Conventional wisdom would tell you that's a recipe for disaster, that it should crush their profits. But get this, their labor is nearly 3 times more profitable than their biggest competitor, Walmart. So what is their secret? To really get how Costco works, we have to start with the most obvious thing: those unbelievably low prices. And it's more than just some marketing gimmick. It's a core philosophy that's built into everything they do. Just take their iconic rotisserie chicken. It has been priced at $4.99 for over a decade. Think about that. Through all the inflation, supply chain chaos, and soaring poultry costs, that price has not budged 1 cent. The secret? They're not actually trying to make any money on the chicken at all. See, this is a classic business move called a loss leader. Costco willingly loses money on every single chicken they sell. We're talking an estimated $30 to $40 million a year. So why would they do that? Because they know you're not just coming in for a chicken. You have to walk all the way to the back of that giant warehouse to get it, passing by thousands of other items on your way.
And this isn't just some casual strategy. It is baked into their DNA. There's this now famous quote from co-founder Jim Senegal about the $1.50 hot dog combo. And yeah, it really shows you just how seriously the leadership takes these powerful symbols of value.
And it's not just about the chicken and the hot dog. Costco has a strict internal rule: no product can be marked up more than 14%, 15% for their own Kirkland brand. For comparison, Walmart's average is around 25%, and department stores, they can be 100% or even more. So this raises a huge question. If they're barely making any money on the stuff they sell, where's all the real profit coming from?
Well, that brings us to the real engine of the entire company. And spoiler alert, it's not the pallets of paper towels or the giant tubs of mayonnaise. Nope, it's that simple little membership card in your wallet.
Get this. In fiscal year 2024, Costco raked in a jaw-dropping $4.8 billion in revenue just from membership fees alone. That's pure profit that goes straight to their bottom line before they even sell a single product. Let's really look at the numbers here. In 2024, their profit from actually selling goods was about $4.5 billion, but their revenue from membership fees was $4.8 billion. That means over half of their operating income comes directly from you paying that fee. They essentially use your membership fee to lower the prices in the store. This makes you feel like you're getting an amazing deal, which in turn makes you want to renew your membership. It's this brilliant self-perpetuating cycle. The key thing to get here is that you're not just a customer. You're basically investing in your own low prices. And the results of this model, they are just staggering. I mean, look at the efficiency. Costco generates over $1,100 in sales per square foot. That's nearly double its main competitor, Sam's Club, and almost 4 times more than Target. Wow. The membership model creates this incredibly loyal, dedicated customer base that just shops more often and spends more money. So we know how they make their money, but that's not the whole story. There's another layer to their success: the psychology of the store itself. That warehouse isn't just a no-frills space to save money. It's a very carefully crafted environment designed to get you to buy more. They basically use 3 key tactics. First, the treasure hunt. There are hardly any signs, which forces you to wander the aisles, and they're always moving stuff around. It encourages you to explore and, make those impulse buys. Second, the selection ceiling. A typical supermarket has like 40,000 different items. Costco has just 4,000. This is smart because it avoids decision paralysis, and it makes you trust that they've already picked the best option for you. And third, the power of Kirkland, their amazing in-house brand that builds this immense trust and loyalty.
So, we've seen how Costco's model is absolutely brilliant for business. It creates value, loyalty, and of course, massive profits. But there's a flip side. This powerful model also has a documented and maybe unintentional consequence for us, the shoppers, and it's called the club store effect.
So, what is that? Well, researchers who study our shopping habits found something really consistent. When a household starts shopping at a warehouse club like Costco, the total amount of packaged food they buy goes up. A lot. They don't just stop going to other stores, they actually end up buying more food overall. The study found that because the volume of food people buy goes up, and since the stuff they sell is pretty similar nutritionally to what's at the supermarket, there is a direct and pretty substantial increase in the total calories people are bringing into their homes. Okay, let's put a real number on this because it's pretty wild. The research shows that on average, households that shop at club stores purchase an extra 3,000 calories and 60 extra grams of saturated fat per person every single month. That is a substantial amount. So what are we buying more of? Well, the data points to things like snacks and frozen foods, classic impulse buys that can be stored for a while. The psychology of getting a good deal on a giant bag of chips, combined with having that huge quantity just sitting in your pantry, leads to what researchers call consumption acceleration. In short, because there's more of it lying around, we just eat it faster. Makes sense, right? And this brings us right back to the paradox we started with. On one hand, Costco provides undeniable value. It saves families money with its low prices and high-quality products, but at the same time, its business model, the bulk sizes, the treasure hunt, the very psychology of the warehouse seems perfectly designed to encourage us to buy more than we actually need. So what do you think? Is it a model of consumer value or is it a brilliant system for overconsumption? The answer, like the store itself, is probably a little bit of both.